got a 6'10", and a 6'9" guy that can leap really well.
Yeah.
Just how do you contend with their size up front?
Yeah, and then another one coming off the bench. They're just they're very big and very long, very skilled. They're aggressive. They're physical. So we've got to understand that it's going to be a big battle from a physicality standpoint in terms of in the paint as much as anywhere else, both offensively and defensively. Keeping them off the offensive glass is going to be a huge challenge. Defending them on the interior is going to be a huge challenge. And then scoring on the interior is going to be very difficult against these guys. 2-point percentage defense as well.
How's Kevin Allen's back? He kind of tightened up a little bit in the Georgia game.
Yeah. It's a little bit tight here these last couple days as well. I hadn't seen him yet today, but I think it's minor. Hopefully he's 100% by tomorrow.
Mike, I had a couple questions about Canyon Berry. First off, just what are the things that he's brought to this program?
Yeah, a lot. He's brought a lot. I think that the misnomer is that he came in as a guy that's just going to score for us, but he's done a lot for us. He's been good in the locker room. He's got some leadership qualities. He's a really good communicator. He's a good scouting report guy, like a few of our other guys. He's positive energy every day that you see him. You know what you're going to get in practice. He's been a good driver for us, a foul drawer, a guy that converts at the foul line. Of course, he's made big baskets for us, but he's an improved defender and rebounder for us. He's coming off his best game defensively, in my opinion, at Georgia, and he also got some big rebounds for us.
How does he embody just kind of the concept of student athlete? And it's pretty impressive what he's doing.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he's an impressive guy. He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants to when the ball stops bouncing for him. Right now, he's locked in on this season, but he's going to be successful whatever he decides to do. And he's a good example, I think, to kids growing up. You can do both. You can be a successful SEC basketball player and be a nuclear engineer.
Well, what's different about Cho's on offense? Because the first half of the season seemed like a lot of missed threes, a lot of air balls, quite frankly, on little floaters, and now it seems like he's really connecting on everything. Well, what's been different about his game?
Oh, it's a good question. He was struggling there for a little bit, and he's playing as well as just about any guard in our league right now. Casey's playing great as well. Fortunately, both of them are playing really well. Probably a mentality standpoint as much as anything. He's probably overthinking some things a month ago. He's focused on the right things right now, and he's focused on defending the highest possible level, taking care of the basketball. It's funny that when you do those things and you're focused on the right things, that everything else falls into place. And now he's shooting the ball better as well. I'm sure he's been in the gym a little bit more in addition to that.
And then Casey, he is having one of his best stretches of the season, but I think he's taken 15, 12, 16 shots in like 3 of the last 4 games. Do you think he's taking too many attempts, or he's just playing within his game?
No, I like him being aggressive right now, and also it's kind of how we've been defended, and we're trying to stick to the theme with these guys that will take what they give us. And certain guys have keyed in on certain teams have keyed in on certain guys, and Casey was left open there a few more times than others in these last couple games. And sometimes you look at the percentage and you wish maybe we would have had a couple more makes there, but I do know that when he's playing downhill and he's aggressive, I think that it gives confidence to the other guys.
Mike, where's Kavari's come the furthest in his game since maybe this time last year, maybe early last year? Where's he made the biggest strides?
His hands have gotten better. He's gotten stronger. He really worked this summer. Preston's done a great job with him. He's always been such a consistent guy. You guys hear me beat it up with him and Justin, just with their motors. terrific. Other than that, I would say just strength, confidence, overall confidence. He's probably slowed down a little bit offensively. So not that he's made a huge jump with his skill level, but he's playing a little bit slower. And for guys like him and Justin, sometimes that's easier said than done because they play so hard on the glass and defensively. But I would say, thinking out loud, probably just being calm when the ball's in his hands. He's coming off a game where he had a really good pass off a basket cut to Justin Leon. He was double teamed at Georgia, so he continues to improve.
This may seem like an obvious question, but the work ethic he has, do you think it's in large part based by having a mom with the background she's got?
Yeah, I can see that. The consistency, the work ethic, the professional manner that he goes about his business, like Canyon, we mentioned that with Canyon, you know what you're going to get every day. He's not an energy taker. He's an energy giver. When he walks in the gym, it rubs off on other guys, and I can see that. His mom's probably had a great influence on him.
And then more, he was of the recruits that Billy had signed coming in last year. He was, if I'm not mistaken, the first one to stick with you or let you know that he was going to stay with you.
He was.
And
He was.
His
Yeah.
coach told me that you guys had a great conversation.
Yeah.
He came down here and everything, and were you impressed by the loyalty, or
Absolutely.
did you feel like
Yeah.
that was going to be an issue, or were you pleasantly surprised he stayed?
No question. I mean, all three of those guys. We thought that there was a possibility that we could lose all four, and we would have understood. They didn't sign up to play at Florida for me and my staff. They signed up to play for Billy Donovan, and for those guys to remain open to the possibility was the first step. Kavarius playing for a former Gator was step number two. That didn't hurt us. But yeah, it was really impressive how loyal he was to Coach Donovan's vision to him, and how he thought my vision for him was somewhat similar, at least. And that he loved the community here and the campus, and it was close to home. And he showed a bunch of loyalty. He took a leap of faith quickly, and I think it helped with those other guys as well. Just being able to sell to them, hey, Kavarius is coming. He's a Gator, and he's a breath of fresh air every day. I love coaching Kavarius days.
The last two noon games, tips at home, you had an OT game against Georgia and then a loss against Vanderbilt. Anything you look at routine-wise with regards to getting the guys ready, maybe slow starts in both games?
One thing we've done a little bit differently, Kevin, is we took it a little bit easier yesterday. I think that energy level at the tip tomorrow, early tip, against a team that again is going to require the utmost physicality and energy level that we can bring. So I want to make sure we're really fresh, and we'll change up the routine a little bit tomorrow morning compared to what we've done the last couple noon games. We actually got up really early and shot, and we'll try to get a little bit more sleep tomorrow morning if we have a really good practice today, but we'll see. We might make a deal with the guys.
Coach, Justin, I think was the first player to commit to you at UF. What was it, and he committed to when he was at Louisiana Tech. What were those couple of days like when you made the switch to Florida, and just talking to him, did he feel like he might be left behind or something?
We didn't. He was signed at Louisiana Tech, so there was no communication there until he I guess asked for his release from his national letter of intent. And then at that point, he and Coach May had probably a few conversations before I even got on the line with him. We all had so much going on, and Justin had to figure out what he was looking for and things like that. But Coach May was the point guy on him at Louisiana Tech, so he remained in that role through the transition. Yeah, very fortunate, of course. Like Kavarius, he's a guy that he stands for a lot of the things that we want to stand for in our program. And not that he hits every shot or he makes all the right plays, but he's about the right things. And he has definitely contributed to the rebuilding, if you will, of the culture. he's definitely rubbed off his toughness level on some of his teammates.